Hello, and welcome to the first episode of the No Score Review Show.
Woo!
Fanfare, woohoo, applause, everything.
Woo!
Great. I am your host, Nick, and for the first episode, I am joined by my lovely guest, Tony.
Hello, I'm Tony, the host of the Tony's Game Lounge podcast stream, and I guess
That's it? Everything?
other places too.
Other places
I'm
too?
on YouTube, but it's not my own YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. You guessed on another YouTube channel.
I guessed for a lot of places. I host things. This is like the first time I'm like truly a guest of something, so thank you.
Oh, well,
It's an
perfect.
honor to be here.
It's an honor to have you.
Oh, amazing.
I've guested a few times on Tony's podcast and
Yes.
show and everything. It's been a grand old time over there. So I figured I'd return the favor and get you incorporated into the No Score family.
Amazing. Incredible. I love it.
But yeah, so this is the No Score Review Show. We're going to be reviewing movies, TV, and games. And I'm going to try and have a variety of guests on. But yeah, we're going to review stuff, but not in the traditional sense. It'll be way more casual. We're not going to assign a score to it.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh.
And yeah, we're just going to get into the nuance of these entertainment properties we hold so dear to our hearts and minds and lungs. We hold them dear.
We hold them really good that not even Guantanamo Bay can break us.
Yes, that's exactly. Couldn't agree more. Tony.
That's why people are waterboarding themselves on TikTok.
That's why. That's specifically why.
That's why.
we figured it out, folks.
Easy.
So yeah, today we are going to be reviewing Stray, which is an indie game that just came out a few weeks ago.
It's only been a couple of weeks, which is still wild to me.
It is wild. It feels like it's been longer than that for me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. But yeah, it came out a few weeks ago. And we're gonna review it. Tony, you have platinumed it, right?
I have
if I remember
platinumed
correctly.
The game, yes.
Very nice. I didn't quite get that far, but I have completed the game in its entirety. So yeah, I guess we'll just jump right in. We'll make like a YouTuber and jump right into it. What were your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts were Cat is cute. I like being Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Game controls well. Stealth section. Sad.
Yes, that's a very good summary. I would agree. Cat game is good. The gameplay, I think, does what it needs to.
Mm-hmm. It's simple. There's not a lot to it.
Yeah, it's very much straightforward, right?
I love the dedicated meow button.
I do as well. I think that's very on brand with the package that they put together.
Mm-hmm.
What were your kind of expectations going into this game? How was it on your radar?
So it actually got more on my radar when I saw who published it. As
right.
It was Annapurna Interactive.
Yep.
And I had actually just recently finished playing another one of their games that they had published, Neon White, which is another phenomenal game.
Okay.
And so going into this from that, I'm like, I know that this is going to be really good. And yeah, my expectations were met. I think I was like a little disappointed with how short it was.
Okay.
But I couldn't really complain much else about that.
Cool. Yeah, Annapurna has quite the track record. I like to kind of think of them as like the A24 of video games a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite as out there in terms of projects, but I think comparatively, I'd like to think of them that way. They like to do a lot more like kind of art house indie games kind of thing.
Yes, very true.
But like consistent quality, I would say, with everything they publish, everything I've played anyway.
Yeah.
And Blue 12, is that the developer?
That sounds
I
right?
think so. I remember that because Blue 12, because the robot B12 is the same as the
Oh,
developers, or is like similar to
oh,
the
okay.
developers name.
That's cool. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I noticed that like I pretty soon after B12 was or introduced. Like as soon as I started the game up, I'm like, oh, Blue 12, yeah, that's
Yeah, Blue 12.
connect the
Yep, makes
dots.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what if they've done anything else. Blue 12 Studio.
Blue 12 Studios,
They've done
yes.
Stray. What else? I don't think they have. This might be their first
This
game.
might be their. Oh, they were founded back in 2016. So,
Okay.
I mean, cat
HK
game
Dev
can take a
Blog.
long while, and
Well, that's true.
respect it. They, how many
Um,
cats do you think they studied for this game?
uh, I'm gonna say double digits for sure.
Oh,
Like at least
yeah,
10.
at least 10.
At
You
least
know
10.
what? That's a good. Do you think they
Because
got? Do you think they got to play with all the cats
oh,
that they
for
worked
sure,
with?
dude. For sure. If you are an employee of Blue 12 and or Annapurna and you own a cat, I'm sure they like let you bring your cat into work. I'm sure of it.
It was like probably like, yo, your assignment, if you own a cat, just bring it in.
Yeah, it was actually mandatory. Yeah.
It was it
Yeah.
was mandatory.
We need you to bring your cat in because we need test subjects. It might sound a little
So,
sketchy, but trust
a
us.
little sketchy.
Little sketch. Um yeah, cuz like I think in the credits too, they had the like dev
They
or the
do. They well,
employee cats, right?
I'm pretty sure they did. I am notorious for skipping credits, but I am
Oh,
pretty sure
okay.
they did.
Yeah, I chose to stick it out through just in case there was like a credit scene or something for some
Or
reason.
just honestly, with a game like this, they should have had photos of the cats in the end credits.
Oh, missed
Okay,
opportunity.
okay. There's another gripe I now have with this game: lack of cats in the end credits.
There you go.
Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity. Well, and building off of that, they could have hid photos of cats
Oh,
in the game,
oh my god, they could have. Like, there are some like really like just off of the beaten path areas that they totally could have as well.
right? Exactly.
Missed
Unfortunate.
opportunity, B12.
Unacceptable is what I would
Missed
say.
opportunity.
Um, where are we going with all of this before we got on the cat tangent? I mean, it's to be expected. It's a cat
It
game.
is to it is cat game. It is the new cat game.
It
There
is
have
the
been cat games of
definitive
the
cat game, I think it's safe to
definitive
say.
cat game.
Um, so Blue 12 Studio is where we were going with
Yes.
that. I don't think they have done anything else. I think this might be their first game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I would say that's pretty damn impressive for a first
Honestly,
game.
it is. It's really impressive.
It's a very, it's like I've like seen and read people saying it's like a AAA indie game almost, you know?
Yeah, I would definitely say that. Yeah.
And I mean like Annapurna is also kind of like at that caliber too. It's like one of
Yeah,
the high tier indie
yeah,
publishers, you know?
I would honestly classify them as like the double one of like the double A studios where it's
Yeah,
like they'll
yeah,
produce high
totally.
quality stuff, but it's like they don't have as much of like that funding as like the Microsoft or the
Yeah,
Bungie or the
yeah,
Sony does.
totally. Totally. But yeah, I think a very, very impressive first entry from Blue 12 and another solid uh, addition to the catalog of Annapurna.
Mhm.
Cat-alog.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, oh,
I'm going to stop the
oh.
show now. Football on my head. Okay, well, we can dive into some highlights and lowlights. Tony, what do you got going on in that department?
Highlights. Like I said, that dedicated meow button. That's always a great time.
Mm.
I think I got the achievement that was related to that
Yeah, you
on
have to meow
chapter
like
2.
100 times, don't you?
Yeah, meow 100 times. There was a jump 500 times, which I'm like, okay, that I'll
Wow.
have to get my second playthrough to get that. No,
Right.
I still got that first playthrough, which was
Really?
surprising.
Wow.
Yes, I was surprised by that too. I'm like, oh, well, okay then. But no, I like the artwork and like the art direction for that entire game was
Yeah,
really well done.
yeah, I
Uh,
agree.
it makes me want to play Cyberpunk, but not really, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I kind of get you.
Hmm.
I loved, so I think my highlights were the uh music and the art direction.
Hmm.
The atmosphere in particular that they had in the game was phenomenal. I loved the
Yes.
environments that they created, and a lot of it reminded me of like kind of like the Portal games, and then also Inside a little bit. It kind of like in the vein of that, like those dystopic like huge wide open chasms that are underground and stuff. You know what I'm kind
Yeah.
of saying with those games. Um, and then yeah, just like the overall atmosphere just was fantastic. That whole, I mean, like getting kind of into spoiler territory, like the end uh room where you're looking through that window,
Yeah.
like that, it's so cool to like
It
see everything
just to
there.
see everything, and like even after the cutscene plays out, you can still stay there and watch it like continue to
Yeah,
open.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, and actually, kind of touching into that a little bit, like the emotional beats they were able to add into the game as well. There was like a lot of heart um, that was like in this game with like
Hmm.
some of the writing, I think,
Yeah.
particularly in B12.
Especially in B12, considering he's really the only the one that talks the most throughout the game, so you don't really get a chance to know most of the other characters
Yeah,
unless you're like diving into and reading every little bit of hidden lore that's sprinkled throughout. So B12 and collecting his memories to kind of get all of that is really the most that you're going to get for development wise.
totally. Yeah. But yeah, the art direction was fantastic, and then the music was amazing. I kind of, it also had a little bit of like Inside feel to it, like a similar score. I think I love Inside so much; it's one of my top 5 games of all
Hmm.
time. I think. So any game that like kind of touches on hints of that a little bit is an A plus in my book.
Absolutely.
Sorry, no scores on this show. I should have. I'm the freaking host, and I'm already saying scores out loud. How
Oh,
dare I?
you're breaking your own rule.
Rule number one. Um, but yeah, in terms of gameplay, like we kind of said earlier, that's probably like one of the, like, I don't want to say weaker because it wasn't necessarily weak.
I would say I would put it mid. Like it's not that it's bad. It's just it does what it needs to do, which is
Yeah,
you move well, you platform well,
yeah,
and it tells you when to jump.
exactly. I think kind of getting into like criticisms for the future, like if we see like a sequel or something, um, just like tighter controls, but then also like a little more freedom with the controls, right? Where you can
Mm.
like, because the jump was almost a little restricted in like where you could
Where you
specifically
could
go
jump,
to,
yeah,
right? And have, I think that's not so much a detriment as it is just like it's just another level above, right? It's just something to add in if you have the resources and time and stuff, right?
exactly.
Um, so yeah, did you play this at launch? When did you get your hands on this?
So I didn't play it day one at launch, but I got it day one because it was free if you have PlayStation Plus Premium or Extra.
Right, yeah.
So I took advantage of that. Uh, I
Nice.
don't remember why I didn't play it day one. I think it was either because it was A, I was working, or B, I was working on the previous game I was playing through. But
Okay.
I played it like that weekend and platinumed it that weekend.
Oh, you did it in one weekend.
Yeah, it
Wow,
was.
okay.
Yeah,
So I guess that can also tie into some of the earlier stuff too. Playtime.
yeah. It's
Um,
short. It's like if you're doing a 100% run where you're planning to do everything in one playthrough, like collect everything and all that stuff,
Yeah.
you're looking at 5 to 6 hours, if
Yeah.
not 7, pushing it. You're looking at 8 hours if you're doing the nap achievement, which is to literally just
Oh,
nap
yeah.
in the game for 1 whole hour doing nothing.
So that's in game 1 hour or
That's in
uh
like real life 1 hour. Go turn on something else. Keep your game running
go
because you're not
go
doing
watch a movie.
anything.
Oh
Exactly. Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Wow.
And then you do a second playthrough that's less than 2 hours. So I would say 10 hours total. Because there is a speedrun achievement. Which shout out to Blue 12 for the speedrun achievement, as I do
Oh,
speedrun
cool.
here and there. I haven't in a while, but I do have a top 200 time in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. It's
Nice.
great. But yeah, no, it was. I like seeing that kind of stuff.
That's cool. I didn't realize there was a speedrun achievement.
Yeah, 2 hours under sub 2 hour, and it's very doable.
Cool. Yeah, I feel like that makes sense. Um, Going back to gameplay a little bit, I just want to highlight some of my ineptitude a little bit. I
Oh,
uh, I didn't know how to operate the barrels in the game.
oh, really?
Yep, I in one of the episodes, I did a full playthrough of the game. That
Hmm.
episodes are currently coming out for on my YouTube channel. Um, and in the level where you have to take the transceiver to the top of the tower,
Yes.
and there's that like little fenced in area
Oh
where you
yeah.
have to get the barrel out, and you have to run away from the Zerks while you're doing that.
Yeah.
I I still at that point thought you had to jump on the barrel and then jump off to
It.
get it to move a little bit. So it
Uh,
took way too long.
I wish they actually did implement that, because realistically, that is what would happen.
Well, yes, it like it does work, but it only moves like a tiny bit, which is
Oh,
why I never even really paid it any mind. I'm like, oh, okay, I jump off and it moves. Great, I'll use that.
oh
But then, like,
no.
so much further down, probably at like the last barrel you ever use in the game, it's like, oh, I can go inside it and walk. It
And this
was,
playthrough has now got up to 12 hours.
yeah. Oh, 15 out. How am I still here? No. Um, so yeah, I clocked in 5.5, and that
Yeah,
wasn't
that's.
a full playthrough. That was just kind of like picking up things as I went, not
Hmm.
going full completionist with it.
Hmm.
And that was partly because I was doing the recording at the time. I didn't want to go
Yeah.
full completionist, but
Yeah.
um,
Like, I would say that of a platinum scale, it's on the easier side.
yeah,
A
totally.
few of them are annoying, like that first Zerk chase. You can't get sucked
Oh, okay,
at all,
interesting.
so you gotta zigzag
You got a
um
serpentine.
through the sewers. You can't use your purple light at all. You
Oh,
gotta you gotta be passive and not kill a Zerk.
which which
Like
chase are
near
you
the
talking about?
so the first one at the first Zerk chase of the game, don't get sucked, and then the sewer level, like near the end of the game,
Yeah, yeah.
don't use that your blue light that you like literally just received at all.
Oh,
No
I see.
no Zerk killing allowed.
Interesting.
You
Interesting.
can, if they run into water on their own volition, that's fine, but you can't be responsible for their death.
No murder. No
And
murder allowed.
doing the stealth scene without getting spotted at all. I would say
Nice.
those three are probably your hardest achievements to get in the game.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Yeah. But yeah, I also did the PlayStation subscription route.
Hmm.
Um, I kind of said this in my video, but I think it's listed at $40 Canadian.
That sounds about right. That's the Canadian as well, which is
That's true. So like 30 US
30
probably.
US roughly, like give or take off 10 to 20 bucks on
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when you're looking at the CAD to USD.
Right. But I don't know that I would pay full price for it. I
Yeah,
did
I would.
really enjoy it, but
Mhm.
I think it's definitely one I'd rather wait for a sale. Like I think $20. I would definitely pay $20 for that game.
Yeah, I think that falls into my if when it comes to games, I have an hour to dollar ratio.
Yeah,
So for
that's
every dollar I spend, I hope to spend at least 1 hour playing that game.
that's fair. I think I I'm kind of so I have a similar mindset, and it's sort of along the lines of like, if I spent $80 on a game and I get 80 hours out of it, that is like totally worth my money, like bar none. Like, I loved that game enough.
Hmm.
Um and honestly, I think like if you got even like an hour for every $5, that's still probably
It's
pretty
still really
good.
good. Like that's what you're getting with like a Nintendo game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I think that's what I got with Kirby and
Um
before Gore.
it is like a weird, because it's very subjective too, right? Like price points
Mm.
for games. But like, that being said, had I paid full price, I don't think I would have been like disappointed necessarily. Um they could have been much worse. Had it been like maybe even an hour less, or there wasn't as much polish, or
Mhm.
because
If there
it's a
wasn't as much
very well put together.
replayability,
That too, yeah. Not as much replayability, because I definitely want to replay it.
yeah, there is.
Um,
The game does have that replayability with it being a shorter game. It's perfect for speed running.
well, yeah,
Uh,
exactly, right.
so
Um,
that's really good.
yeah, so I think totally worth it through the subscription service. Um, and then maybe like at first discount, like at like the first time it goes on sale, I'll probably buy it to own it, I think.
Yeah.
Um, excuse me. Uh, cool. Okay. So kind of next talking point is, do you think the creator's goal was achieved with
If
this
their
game?
goal was to make us feel like a cat and their goal was to have us singing the aristocrats everybody wants to be a cat, then yes, their goal
Yeah.
was achieved.
Yeah, I think they absolutely nailed it on the head. They set out to make a cat simulator game in a cyberpunk world, and
Mhm.
by God, are you a cat in a cyberpunk world? And
Oh
does it
my
feel good?
god. Yeah, it really feels good. I think another goal they have is like in regards to their themes of humanity that they have within the game with B12,
Yep.
those are definitely achieved as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a a simple game, but with compelling experiences within the
Hmm.
game. I think they nailed it. Like I said.
Yeah.
Um, Pros and cons. Do you have like a few kind of listed pros and cons at all? Kind of to
Uh,
surmise.
Nothing that I haven't said already.
Okay.
Uh,
Anything that so let's get hypothetical.
okay.
We get an announcement at the next state of play.
Uh
Stray
huh.
2 is coming. Uh spring 2025. What do you
Okay,
think
that's reasonable.
could be some things that they could build upon in the future?
Cat customization.
Yes, that's a
I,
good one.
I
I remember
like.
seeing that a lot with
th-
people
I,
getting hyped up for the game. Like, I
I
really hope
okay,
I can
so I
make my own
actually
cat.
did see something today on Twitter.
Yeah, yeah.
It was partially cursed, but partially funny, and it's a mod,
Oh no.
and it has everybody's favorite lasagna eating cat.
Oh, I've seen that. I think if I'm thinking of what you're thinking of, was it the
Garfield.
modded
The
thing?
mod, it's just you play as your Garfield.
Yeah, you play
And
as
then
Garfield.
and then immediately after that, they're like, and you could also be CJ Johnson or Carl Johnson from GTA San Andreas, but as a cat, and it was cursed.
Oh yeah, I've also unfortunately seen that one. I'm gonna spare my viewers' eyes and not show that in the video
No, no,
version
no,
of
no,
this
no. If
show.
we've seen it, they have to see it too.
I'll leave that one up to you, Tony.
No one's safe from this.
As the post production head, I'm gonna go ahead and veto that one.
Oh, you say that now.
Yeah. We'll see how post-production Nick feels. Maybe he's feeling spicy. Who knows?
Hmm.
Um, Maybe I'll link it in the comments section or whatever. Okay, any other kind of recommendations? Cat
um,
customization, what else?
cat customization. I really don't know. That's like a big one for me.
I
Maybe
think
more controller options.
sure. I think so. I actually uh first of all, full spoilers going forward. Skip ahead like I don't know 5 minutes or something, uh, if you don't want to hear this. But major spoilers for the ending of the game. Uh, I was surprised that we didn't go find our cat friends before
Okay,
the game ended.
yes, okay, that was a con. I was very dissatisfied with the ending because we wanted to get back up to find the
Yeah, I
kitties.
totally thought that's where we were going.
Yeah, I thought we would climb up those stairs and we would meow, and then the other cats would come running, and boom, we did it.
Well, like I thought as you like walked off the horizon, I was like, okay, we're gonna jump back into gameplay. We're gonna go find our friends now. But then it was roll credits. I'm like, what?
Maybe that is what the sequel is. It's the outside world, and we go find cats.
So that's what I was thinking as well. But I just had a little bit of a spin on it just now. So the second game could totally be uh, you're finding your cat friends. That's like the overarching kind of goal. But then uh, you find out somehow that they they went in to the wall area. I don't know what that like city is actually called or whatever.
I think they mentioned it, but I don't remember. It's
Yeah,
been a
but
while.
you somehow find out maybe they went in, so you have to go back in, and then we get to explore more of that
Yeah, it's a
city.
lot more safer because there's no more Zerk, and now there's
Yeah, it's
light
all
everywhere.
daylight. Maybe there's like this is something that could be like added as a like better or an evolution of the game. I don't know how to better phrase that, but like you might get like a day night cycle, not necessarily day night cycle as its own thing, but like
Yeah,
day
but
and night levels,
yeah.
Um, and then there could still be more things to do with the Zerks because also
No,
the freaking
they all got
eyeballs.
wiped out. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I guess the eyeballs in the sewer. That was
Yeah,
really They really didn't answer that a whole
they
lot.
didn't.
I
I was
forgot about
not
that part,
expecting that in the
honestly.
slightest.
That
I
was a
turn the
trip.
corner and you see eyeballs. Like, oh, this is where we're going.
Oh, I didn't realize I was playing a psychological horror game like
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and then there was that little hint at the end too. The like glitch in the
Oh yeah,
electronics. It
B
might be
B
B
twelve
12.
is B12 is definitely like he is the city now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta like maybe like chase him through different computers and like lights and stuff or something.
Hmm.
Try and get him back
Yeah.
into a
To
corporeal form.
think, and this is still spoilers if you skipped ahead those
Yeah.
5 minutes and you hear keep scrolling. Um, to think, B12 went from a human to a robot
Yeah.
to a city. He literally turned the "Don't be racist, I am a building" meme to real life. There,
Don't yeah, what a character arc, hey?
what a character!
Going from
Not
human
even
to
Goku could achieve
drone.
this.
Yeah. Oh man, you haven't even seen my final form. Okay. I think that's all the spoiler territory
Yeah,
anymore. So you're in safe hands now. Other like things to maybe build upon. So actually, so first off, the pros and cons for me. Pros, music is great. I've been listening to the soundtrack on its own while I'm at work.
nice.
It's worth the listen alone. The art direction, like I said before, is fantastic. It's just about as cyberpunk as you can get without playing cyberpunk. Um, and then like maybe a couple cons. Uh, yeah, maybe just like it's honestly it's kind of what we've been saying, right? It's just like the simple gameplay. That was the weakest part, I would say maybe.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it also ran like really well there. I didn't really have many. I only had really like graphical glitches. That
Well,
was
you're
about
on
it.
PS5 as well, aren't you?
Yes, I played it on PS5.
Yeah, I played it on PS4, so I could say this. Yeah, it ran great for PS4.
Cool. That's awesome. I'm glad we were able to have different experiences.
Hmm.
Um, cool. Yeah, and then things to build upon. I mean, we kind of touched on
Yeah,
the spoiler stuff
exactly.
and
Add
gameplay.
dogs.
Yeah,
Make,
dogs.
I mean, B12.
Dogs
I
could
mean,
be
what
the
they.
villains.
I mean, legit. I think that's what their next project should be. They've done cat game, now do dog game.
Yeah, do so you did a cat sci-fi game, do a dog fantasy game next.
Yes, exactly, and
There you go.
call it Mutt.
Yeah, perfect. Give Tony $1 million right now. He's your
Please,
ideas guy.
please. I'm in crippling student loan debt.
Please,
I
God,
need the
please
money.
help me.
Twitch isn't cutting it up for me.
And on that note,
Please.
yeah, I mean I think that's all we've got for our Stray review. Um, so yeah, Tony, you want to do your list
Yeah.
of plugs before we get out of
Yeah,
here?
absolutely. If you like what you hear, well, you can hear more of me all over Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you get your podcasts, as I host the Tony's Game Lounge podcast, as Nick has been on, as well as his other endeavors with the Out of Focus group,
Yep.
and
Mhm.
many other times, like that time back on the first season where it was Nick, and our boy Uncle Red.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Was Cole there
that was
too, or was that a different episode?
no, that was a different. That was season two. That was
Oh,
like the
okay,
start of season two.
gotcha.
But yeah, no, it's been some great times there, and also on twitch.tv/Tony's Game Lounge, and Tony's Game Lounge for everything else: Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Radio Tony on Twitter. And also uh shout outs to Some Mellow Fellow, as that's where you can find me in other videos that are basically highlight reels of our times on Twitch.
Cool, awesome. Um, Real quick, because I'm a bad host, I forgot one last thing about the game. Would you recommend this to
Oh
somebody?
yes,
And
absolutely.
so, who would you
I would
recommend it to?
recommend it to if you have the premium or extra for PlayStation, I would recommend it to you guys because it's a free game. It's a great time well spent. If you have a cat, love cats, or basically your persona is I love cats, get the game. And to
Absolutely,
the
I think
average
that'll
gamer,
be worth full price for a cat
yes,
person.
full price for you. And for the average gamer, wait till it goes on sale for a couple bucks less, and then grab it
Totally,
when you can.
couldn't agree more, Tony.
Or you got Granny's Inheritance a little early.
There you go. Um, yeah, I would absolutely recommend it to those same types of people. If you're a big indie game person, I think
Mm-hmm.
this would be right up your alley. It's one of the better indie games of the year I've played so far. Um,
I
so
think
yeah,
all the games that I have contender for game of the year are all indie games.
nice. Yeah, it's been a strong year for indie games. Have you
It
played
really
Elden
has.
Ring?
No, I
Good man.
tried. I
Good
I
answer.
tried Souls games. I tried them this year. I'm not touching them again.
Yeah, no, I already know. I've played Sifu, and that's enough for me in terms of difficulty.
Oh, damn.
Um,
Okay, I was looking at that. I still might get it, but I don't know.
it's good. We can chat more about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you everyone so much for tuning in to the No Score Review show. This is going to be up on my YouTube channel, and I'm putting it all on all of the popular podcast services: Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it. It's going to be available all over there. Um, and then you can also go check out my YouTube channel where I will upload game Let's Plays. The Stray Let's Play is still coming out as we speak. I've got one video a day scheduled until Saturday as of right now. And then I've got a few more on their way down the pipeline. The whole thing's recorded in its entirety. So that'll be up and out there in its entirety soon. I just started playing the very first God of War for the first time ever. And
Oh.
that's going to be uploaded to the channel pretty soon here. I'm going to do a Road to Ragnarok for the new game coming out this fall. And then what else? I also played and uploaded some episodes of Bear and Breakfast. a new indie game where you run a bed and breakfast as a bear. That's on my YouTube channel. It's
I've
a pretty
seen the
fun time.
trailers. Looks wild.
It is wild. Nice pun. Haha. But then other than that, you can, yeah, just stay tuned on the YouTube channel for future content. I'm gonna try and get this episode uploaded pretty soon. Um, and then you can also check out my Twitch, Twitter, Facebook page, all no score or no score reviews, no score streams, no score something. You'll find it eventually. And then I think that's about it. Thank you again, Tony, for being the very first guest on the No Score Review Show.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Um,
Trial by fire, baby.
hell yeah,
Woo!
by the seat of our pants.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks again, everyone, so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye.